What's up, YouTube? Before I get into the video, let me remind you, if you like my content, hit that like and subscribe button. And also, if you feel the need to support me, hit me up on my Patreon at patreon.com/uncommonramen, capital U, capital R. I do all this in my free time, so any amount of support can help me bring more of this content to you more often. So, how is everybody doing? How is everybody surviving the recent ban? Let me throw a forewarning out there. The adverse actions of the minority of the community that clearly doesn't know how to control themselves is unacceptable. And we can definitely find more productive ways to handle a ban, even if we don't like that ban. So that's just a forewarning for me. Today we're going to look at a way to let your anger out. We're going to look at Hazezon, Shaper of Sand. I'm not going to tell you what this deck is. You're going to see it as we go through the cards. Hazezon, Shaper of Sand is 1 red, 1 green, 1 white for a 3/3 with Desert Walk. You may play desert lands from your graveyard, and whenever a desert enters the battlefield under your control, create 2 1/1 red, green, and white sand warrior creature tokens. Alright, let's start by looking at the creatures. We're going to start here with an Ancient Green Warden. Azusa, Lost but Seeking. Birds of Paradise. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Dune Chanter. Aranus Gloomstalker. Keldon Firebombers. Knight of the Reliquary. Lotus Cobra. Mina and Den Wildborn. Oracle of Moldiah. Perennial Behemoth. Ramanup Excavator. Sand Scout. Scoot Swarm. Stone Shaker Shaman. Terravor. Tireless Provisioner. Titania, Protector of Argoth. Tomic. Can't remember what the rest of it is. World Shaper. And Yuma, Proud Protector. Alright, next up is going to be Instants. Starting with Beast Within, Boros Charm, Crop Rotation, Generous Gift, Harrow, Heroic Intervention, and Swords to Plowshares. Alright, we are taking a look at sorceries now. Starting with Armageddon. Boom and Bust. Catastrophe. Decree of Annihilation. Epicenter. Explore. Hew the Entwoods. Hour of Promise. Chocolops. Nahiri's Lithoforming. Ruination. Splendid Reclamation. Summer Bloom. Tectonic Break. Thoughts of Ruin. Tremble, and Wildfire. Next up is Artifacts. Starting with Arcane Signet, Boros Signet, Chromatic Lantern, Conduit of Worlds, Crucible of Worlds, Gruul Signet, Mirren Safe House, Sol Ring, and Zuran Orb. Right, next up is enchantments. Starting with Cryptolith Rite, Desert Warfare, Exploration, Fall of the Thran, Felidar Retreat, Impending Disaster, Price of Glory, and the Mending of Dominaria. We have one Planeswalker in the form of a Ajani Vengeant. Look at non-basic lands. Starting with Abraded Bluffs, Arid Archway, Bristling Backwoods, Cactus Preserve, Command Tower, Conduit Pylons, Cradle of the Accursed, Creosote Heath, Desert, Desert of the Fervent, Desert of the Indomitable, Desert of the True, Dunes of the Dead, Endless Sands, Grasping Dunes, Hashep Oasis, Hostile Desert, Lazotep Quarry, Mirage Mesa, Painted Bluffs, Ramunap Ruins, Rustvale Bridge, Scavenger Grounds, Sheffet Dunes, Slagwoods Bridge, Sun-Scorched Desert, Survivor's Encampment, and Thorn Glint Bridge. Finally, we'll look at basic lands. We have 1, 2, 3 forests, 1, 2, 3 mountains, and 1 plains. So that is the Hazezon Shaper of the Sand. It is a land destruction deck. It is based off of mass land destruction, and more importantly, we're looking for land sacrifice. Obviously, you're not going to see a lot of play with this deck. Not many people enjoy playing against a land destruction deck for various reasons. Lands is basically how you play the game, so not being able to have lands in play kind of makes it so you can't play the game. But this is a great way to get your aggression out on the world if you so choose to. That is far more acceptable than some of the things that have been happening recently. Hazezon is really cool because we look at deserts and we create tokens. So what we're doing here is a secondary thing of creating a bunch of tokens, using things like Cryptolith Rite to give me ways to create mana, so that we don't have to worry about the fact that we don't have lands. But just in general, creating a token army so that we can continuously beat down on our opponents while they're still trying to recover from the land destruction. We have things in here like Ramunap Excavator, Crucible of Worlds, Conduit of Worlds, and I think even Hazezon himself, allowing us to play lands from our graveyard, and a ton of effects that allow us to play more than one land per turn. so that we can recover faster than our opponents can recover. Like I said, though, a lot of this is built on the idea of a symmetrical land destruction. So we're not just destroying our opponent's lands, we're going to lose our lands too. We're just setting ourselves up to recover faster. I really enjoy the way this deck works and how it's built. But like I said, it is difficult to get one of these kind of decks to the table because a lot of people just don't enjoy the concept. So that is Hazezon, Shaper of Sand. Until next, or if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Keep it positive, I'll remove negative comments. And until next time, guys. Peace.